Hey you guys, and welcome to my channel. In this video we're going to answer the question, is my ex still thinking about me? Or sometimes survivors will come into a coaching session with me or inbox me, email me, or we might wonder, does the narcissist still think about me when it's over, after the final discard? Well, I'm going to give you some tips here, or some suggestions that would highly increase the odds that this person is still thinking about you in some shape, form, or fashion. What are they thinking? That has to be determined. But are you on their mind? Are you on their brain? Yes, you are, if these things are happening. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead on down my list here. And the first thing here, and this usually flies over the other person's head, or the person that's wondering about their ex. They'll think the opposite instead of what I'm about to say. So if you see that this person rebound into another relationship very quickly, after you guys broke up, they're promoting some secondary, third, fourth, whatever level supply to primary now, or if it's not a narcissist, this person has just jumped into another relationship, and it seems like they went 0 to 100, which of course could indicate a love bomb here. But also on the psychological level, when we study psychology and how people can behave after or post breakup or after that discard, they're trying to fill a void. So they can't fill the void properly with the new person if they're not where you two were. And that's why you might see, that narcissist jump into a relationship, or seemingly jump into a relationship, because chances are, like I've said in other videos, they were already cheating and building of the foundation of that relationship before the one with you officially ended. Okay, but this is why it will look like they get into that relationship and they're going 0 to 100, and they're doing the things with that person that they were doing with you. There's a psychological explanation. When you're a person that fills voids with other people, and that's what narcissists do. They are relationship junkies, just as the codependent that's dating them before they heal from their codependency. So they're trying to fill a void. They can't fill that void adequately unless that new person is, like I said, fulfilling equal amount of roles or more. So this is why they have to, and this is why it looks like from the outside looking in that they're rushing this relationship. They're jumping into something, they're doing the same things with that other person. They're legit trying to fill the voids. And this is what we call a rebound relationship. And this is what is happening, guys, in rebound relationships. But to the other person who's no longer with, that ex or that narcissist, they're going to look at that situation and feel like, wow, they replaced me. And they're going to take it as a strike to their ego, a strike to their self-worth, if they aren't, getting their self-worth from themselves. If they're looking and letting external sources do that for them, now they're going to feel sad. Oh my God, they're with this other person and they're doing what I was doing. But actually, it's a huge red flag, an indication that they're trying to fill the voids of not having you anymore. So, this one typically flies over that survivor's head, or, that person is newly broke up. It flies over the head. So yeah, they're thinking about you a lot, to the point where they need someone else to fill those voids. And they need that person to be doing what you were doing or more to feel satisfied. Okay? So that's one sign that your ex is still thinking about you. Is it 100% the case? No. It could be a situation where, this person isn't a narcissist and they just really vibing with this other person, and it just goes 0 to 100 and they're never looking back. And, it's not really about them thinking about you and trying to fill voids with you per se, but it's just, I'm more satisfied over here, and this is where I'm going to be. And then in those situations, that's when we end up seeing something long term. But obviously we won't know that until time has passed. And it could be a situation, we've seen those messy situations. Oh my gosh, he just broke up with her and was with her the next week, and they've been together for 20 years. So those are those type of examples. Okay. But yeah, more than not though, initially psychologically they really are filling those voids to fill the shoes that you were in their life. So that is more than not an indication that they are thinking about you. All right. So the next thing here on my list is third-party messages. So yeah, if they're running their mouth about you to other people, if they still can't keep your name out of their mouth, if they're still talking about you, yeah, you are still on their mind. They are still absolutely thinking about you. And that's going to be obvious right there. All right. Whether they're trying to smear you to save their own images, once the relationship is over, so that they don't look like the bad guy or the wrong person. Okay. Or whether it's to hoover you back, or hope that these messages, I was talking to her and, she was saying how much she missed you guys being together and she wished things could be better. Sometimes people aren't brave enough to pass messages directly because of, fears of rejection, and, the breakup has already happened, and that was enough of a rejection or striking of a feeling of abandonment for somebody in the equation. So even if they were the ones to do it and they're second guessing it, they could send that third party to pass messages about them feeling sad, down and out, missing things, and just to kind of like warm you up for, when they do muster up enough strength or courage or whatever to be able to come face you. All right. So third party messages, whether negative or positive, they're going to indicate, of course, that this person is still thinking about you, and, they got your name in their mouth. All right. So the next thing here on the list is they're still reaching out to you directly or indirectly. And, I'm not talking, the third party is indirectly, but when they're still doing it indirectly, I mean, as far as crossing your path, they're making it a point to, maybe they know your routine, they know where you are at certain times of the day, and, they're crossing your path, and, they're still reaching out to you for, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, happy birthday, like you guys are friends. Especially the narcissist is really interesting when they do these type of things, because they were never a friend to you within that relationship, right? But now they feel like they can still reach out to you and see if you'll take the bait and reply back to them and have small talk with them. And of course, all they need to do is get a toe in the door with you, and then they want to make that a foot and a leg, half of their body, and before you know it, they've stepped back into your life if you still having those weak boundaries and letting them maneuver. Okay, so if they're still reaching out to you, and like I said, it could be vague for holidays, birthdays, special occasions, or to try to have this small talk with you, they're still thinking about you, and perhaps they know they're going to have to take the long way around to get back into your good graces, and they're willing to start out small with you again. All right. But the interesting thing about them doing this stuff is usually there were a bunch of elephants left in the room, especially when we're talking about a narcissist here. So you're saying happy birthday to me, and we never even really addressed the real issues for the breakup, because they don't take accountability. So it's their way of just trying to shimmy on and shimmy over the real situations, the real issues, and just kind of push them all the way back and leave them all the way back there. And then, okay, well, happy birthday today, when talk about all that other stuff, happy birthday, like happy birthday, like who wants to talk about that with you? Like, they should not have that privilege with you guys. So, of course I do promote here on the channel to be no contact. So when they're doing this stuff, it should be met with silence, or you should be blocking them, one or the other. All right. So the next thing here on my list is you're dreaming about them. And I know this one is also one that could fly over survivors' heads as far as, are they still thinking about you? And yes, while it's true that our own subconscious can, bring this relationship to the forefront, especially with narcissistic abuse, when there were a lot of unresolved issues and things of that nature. So your subconscious can be playing it out, to try to help you get some resolved. But if we understand and study the way that energy work, energetically, that person could be calling you, and you guys are meeting energetically at night when you're sleeping. I've had those type of dreams myself, where I would literally be having a conversation with an ex, and I would feel like, wow, I wasn't even thinking about this person. This person wasn't even on my radar, and I just had a dream having a conversation with them. It will make me feel like they are energetically calling into me for some reason, But that is quite possible. You're heavy on their mind, and the energetically, they're calling you in, and that is how it's manifesting through the dreams. Okay. Like, just try it. Like, sometimes we really miss someone. We could think about them a lot before we go to bed, and it would highly increase the chances that you would be able to have a dream with them, and perhaps you've energetically pulled them in. Okay. But we definitely don't want to do that. Usually that was a pleasant situation that we're trying to call in, but we definitely don't want to do that, like I said, with the narcissist. But they could be energetically calling you in and popping up in your dreams as a result. Okay. So that's definitely a sign that, they could be thinking about you as well, or, not even as well, but they're the ones thinking about you. Okay. The next thing that I have here on my list is that they're suddenly blocking you on social media. Okay. Because, perhaps you've had access to this person's account, and then all of a sudden you don't. They've had to think about you first before they blocked you, right? Because there's a few clicks that have to occur at that point. So what made them just decide to block you out of the blue? Well, I'm quite sure it wasn't just out of the blue. There's a reason for them doing that. But nonetheless, it's something that they don't want you to see, or perhaps could be a hoover for you to reach out, like, oh, I noticed you blocked me on social media. All of a sudden, oh, that was a jerk move, or, that was so unnecessary, like, just to see if you would even notice it, or to see if you would break no contact over it, so you got to really watch the manipulation tactic, with that, you guys. So yeah, suddenly blocking you, like, or making you feel crazy, because maybe you have been lurking on their page here and there, and then the day you go in alert, you can't find the account, and you're like, am I spelling it right? Like, what the? And it's like, you're like scratching your head, like, what's going on? Well, they've suddenly blocked you. So you've been on their mind for some reason. Okay. Chances are they don't want you to see something that they're going to be posting, even though there are many of ways to block people, but the easiest way to just block them from everything, But like I said, there could be a lot of intentions behind it, and don't fall into those traps. All right. The next thing that I have here on my list is that they're asking for vague items, unnecessary stuff. Like, this is not necessarily happy birthday, Merry Christmas type thing. Like, oh, I left a pair of socks over your house type of ish. Like, are you serious? Like, were you really missing that pair of socks? Like, they're going to come up with an item that really doesn't mean anything, but this is just a reason for them to reach out to you. And, oh, well, my mother wanted me to tell you, and when the mother could tell you herself, right? So just they're going to ask you for a vague item or create a scenario that would make you, would give them the thought that they had an opportunity to reach out to you in some shape, form, or fashion. All right, so yeah, that's it, guys. That's what I have on my list for this video anyway. Of course, there are other things that they could be doing to indicate that they are still thinking about you, but I just wanted to at least give you this foundation of items that, you know, will most likely fit into most people's situations. So yeah, they're trying to fill a void in the rebound relationship, and that's why they're doing everything with that person that they did with you. They're trying to get that feeling back. All right, third party messages. All right, keeping your name in their mouth. All right, still reaching out directly and indirectly, sending you, oh, happy birthday, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, you know, or crossing your path and they know you're going to be here or there at this time, and they're making themselves available to possibly have an interaction with you, or at least put them back on your mind because you're seeing them, you're physically seeing them. All right, next thing I have on the list here is you're dreaming about them. They could be energetically, you know, calling you in because you're so heavy on their mind. They're intercepting into your dreams. Okay, next thing here on my list is just suddenly blocking you on social media, or, you know, where you had access to their accounts and it's like, whoa, what the hell? Yeah, they blocked you. So obviously they had to think about you to do that. And then the last thing that I had here is asking for vague, you know, items and insignificant things that perhaps belonging that they left, you know, somewhere in your personal space, or, you know, something that's unnecessary, passing a third party message, you know, from their friends and family that maybe you were close to, that their friends and family could have just told you themselves, you know, just creating scenario to be able to have an interaction with you. All right, guys. So I hope that this is helping someone, you know, try to put those pieces of the puzzle together. You know, are they still thinking about me? Are they still thinking about me? And I want to give a little bonus here. They are making social media posts that, you know, are indirectly talking about your relationship or your experiences with them. You know, that is basically talking about you guys. All right, that is definitely a sign. If they are sharing, you know how Facebook brings up the memories, if they're still resharing memories and that are involving you, oh yeah, they're still thinking about you. So, you know, that could be another indication. But of course, if you were in no contact from a narcissist, because this video is to serve, you know, those that are dealing with narcissists and the non-narcissists. If you're in no contact, of course, you're going to need to start filling the void so that you're not constantly checking this person's social media and possibly further triggering yourself, particularly if you are early in the healing process, and trying to, you know, detach from this person to a certain level, of course, so that they won't have a certain effect on you where you even be still pondering, you know, are they still thinking about you? Okay. But either way, these are ways to know if your ex is still thinking about you, and then if, of course, if that narcissist is still thinking about you. If this video resonates with you, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't done so, feel free to subscribe to the channel, guys. Over 600 videos here to help you increase your emotional maturity. I do offer one-on-one coaching, guys, to help people actually break away from this energy and learn how to properly attach and detach in any given circumstance. Help you reach your goals in life. Help you do your shadow work on yourself. Help you, you know, get that full circle, get that closure, get that healthy perspective. That's going to help you move on and not only just move on, but thrive doing so. Okay, guys, you can go to my website, LaKeyaCrawford.com, and schedule your appointment. I do voice calls, I do FaceTimes, I do Skype, I do WhatsApp, I do email coaching because writing is very therapeutic as well. While you're on there, you can check out my products, therapeutic books that I've written, and no merchandise. And if you look below this video, You see I have some Teespring merchandise as well. I'll be adding to that list. You can show your support for the channel and have fun with your fashion. Everything is so adorable. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. I have a support group, guys. I have 2 support groups, actually. I have a public forum that I just started this week. The link to that will be below in this video. And then I have a private support group for survivors that like to have a more closed out feel, where they know that their narcissistic ex won't be able to read those comments or, you know, lurk and see certain things. All right. So feel free to join both or one of the support groups, guys. So that information will be below. With all that being said, guys, great ways to support the channel is to always hit the like button, guys. Leave comments. I'm always open to video suggestions. There's a ton of content coming here to the channel, so there's always going to be so much to be looking forward to here. With that being said, guys, thank you for all the love and support that you continue to show the channel. I'm very happy with the growth. Let's share this channel. You know, they don't teach this in school, and a channel like this needs to really be out there, because really just something that anyone can find something to help them in their journey through here. All right, with that being said, guys, never give up on yourself. Continue to do the work, and until next time, please take care.